I like more. And I am a mother. I am 3 kids, and because I study very timing. I never free time.
Okay, yes, I quite understand you. In this career, I guess I imagine at least everybody here works in the technology fields. So basically, in our field, we have to study a lot. We have to a lot of workload, right, guys? So basically, we don't have a lot of time to hang out. But I understand you, Michelle, and I hope you choose the best career for you, whatever it is. If it's software engineering or data engineering, I hope you enjoy it. Okay, Pedro, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, my name is Pedro. I am 30 years old. I am married. I have a little baby too, a daughter, and I am software engineer too. And I'm here to improve my English skills because with the remote work, we are able to work everywhere. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, that's one of the best sides of working in technology because basically can work remote and from everywhere. I agree with you.
Yes.
And Lucas, your turn, man, please.
My name is Lucas. I am 28 years old. I live in Contagem, Minas Gerais. I am a front-end developer. I graduated in business administration, and after I did a second degree in analysis and development systems. And now I am working for a bank platform. I have been working with Angular for 3 years, and I am here to practice my English and maybe achieve a new career, international career.
Oh, really nice. I'm kind of a fan of Angular, and nowadays I work with Angular and other technologies. So I really enjoy it. Okay, so now we are ready to start our conversation. Let me just share the questions again, just in case someone lost or someone don't find the question. So I just share it again in the chat, okay? I'm going to read the first question, then we can switch. Everybody can read the one question and we can discuss, okay? The first one, at what age should children get a cell phone? So basically tonight we're going to discuss about behaviors, about children, technology, and things like that. So can you start, Michelle, please? So what do you think about that? What age should children get cell phone?
My children watching YouTube Kids on my cell phone and on TV. I think the oldest, who will be 8 years old, can have one for communication for purpose. My husband and I are thinking about this. I I don't think she was a control yet. Uh, a responsibility to take him to school, for example. Yeah. I think this child's no have control about this. I'm thinking.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of a hard decision to make. When is the right time to give a cell phone to a child, or because at least for me, I think me and my siblings, we don't we didn't have a smartphone when we were like, I think you're older or younger than 12 years old, maybe, or 14 years old. So I think nowadays the children, they get their parents give to them a lot of gadgets from the childhood. So I think this is really dangerous. And Pedro, what do you think about it? Do you agree with Michelle?
Yeah, it's a hard question too, because I got my first cell phone when I was 18 years old. So, and now as I am a father too, one time I will to agree with my daughter if it's the right time to use or no, but I think I agree with Michelle. She said that the kids don't have the maturity to use the cell phone. Maybe I was thinking maybe when the children go to school, but I don't know if the children will start to see the phone in the classroom or something that's not right thing to do. So it's a really hard question. I think on the communication, when the children is going to school, only for the communication purpose, that should be correct. That's what I think.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, I agree with you. I think in some schools, the kids or even the teenagers and other students, basically, they have to let their smartphones, their gadgets into a place, a controlled place where the teacher, they will like control the access, who is using it and how many hours. I think this is the right option, maybe because the students, they are going to the school to study. Basically, they need to learn how to a lot of stuff, basically, but not to play on the smartphones or be chatting to each other or using some apps and things like that. And Lucas, how about you?
I haven't children, but I think 10 years or more to first cell phone. But I understand too that in some cases, when it's difficult to control the children's cell phone with a video, probably will help the father and the mother. But I think more than 10 years.
Yes, more than 10 years, I think it's okay. I agree with you. I think most of the kids, they they use the smartphones to watch videos and play games when they are younger than 10 years old. Like they generally watch YouTube for kids or other cartoons and things like that. Okay, hello Alison, can you hear me? Alison? Okay, Alison is getting to the meeting. So basically, let me share the questions again, guys. I just realized that I switched some questions and also I reorganized the questions. So I'm sharing the questions again. Let's answer the next one, which is actually with the number one there. Do you think people rely too much on technology? So can you start this time, Pedro?
Rely, it's kind of they stay so much, or
they need to use too much. They are like addicted to technology,
Yes, I think it is. In my case, for now, I think I'm totally dependent of Google or this stuff like that. For example, if I need to go to somewhere, the first thing that I will do is to search the place into Google Maps. Or if I'm going to some restaurant, I will search the restaurant if the restaurant have a good rate or is in a good place. So for all of the things in my day-to-day, I use the technology, and I think for all the people, it's almost the same. You know, for example, you are using the computer, you are using something right now to conversate, to do the conversation. So you are using technology. And for this, I think that the most part of people are rely too much on technology.
Yes, I kind of agree with you. For me, it's the same. I rely on technology for do everything my day to day. When I go to work, I use the Waze to find the best routes. So when I got into my job, I use iFood to get my food. So basically, the entire day. When I'm working, I'm using a computer to write the code. So basically, I rely too much, as you said. Um, Lucas, how about you?
I think too, I agree with you both. And there is a word that defines this is a super customer, translate literal Portuguese to it, is that customer that know more than the seller. You know the product, the price, the color, the hate, all things about the product is you know after you buy. And I think technology help in this case. And the people agree, use cell phones when go to the shopping, for example. And look and the cell phone, the price, and look in the store.
Yes,
This is common.
the experience of buying things nowadays is so much better, right? I remember in the past you need to, for example, when you started buying things in the internet, you were like, oh, I guess if it's good or if it's not, right? So nowadays you have a lot of how can I say that, guys? A lot of scores. You can see, oh, 3 stars, 5 stars. You see the comments, a lot of stuff, right? People saying, oh, I recommend this because this is amazing. So nowadays the experience is so much better. I agree with you.
Why are people believe in other places? When how much when people think knows the places, knows the companies. Why else in the past? Difficult.
Yeah, in
Think
the
it is,
past
yeah?
it was so difficult, right? So in the past there are a lot of fake websites as well, so you could like be stolen or hacked. So yeah, I think nowadays it's so much better. And Michelle, how about you? Do you agree?
Yes. People think that the computer is intelligent, that it knows everything you when it's effective. The computer is controlled by a person, and it make mistakes. Person make mistakes,
Mhm.
and as failures, and the machines fails. Just the other day, for example, my college website crashes, and the people started complaining, saying this is a soldering happy in a technology college is irreplaceable. Okay, I thought that's what a different, because machines failed. Oh, technology it's failed because as persons failed. Person person construct or as technology. Yeah, are
Yeah.
the people depends and technology. The people have the idea. These are the people's no make a mistakes,
Yeah,
but is real.
yeah, it's actually funny what you said because nowadays we rely too much on technology. And when something happens that we don't have the technology, for example, if Amazon, I remember last year, Amazon crashed, some services on Amazon crashed, and basically half of the internet was off for a couple of hours. And people were like so much crazy, Oh,
Crazy,
yeah,
crazy.
right. Because we rely too much on technology. It's
What?
unbelievable.
One day, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp crashed. All the world crashed.
Yes, exactly.
True.
Yes, it's unbelievable, guys.
Even Google crashed at one time, I think.
Yes,
I don't know if
Google,
in the last
Facebook.
year or in this year.
Yes, it's unbelievable because we rely too much on this technology, and when they are offline, we get so, oh, what can I do in my life, because I rely too much on these services.
I think my cell phone was broken. I open, I turn off, I turn it, and Instagram off.
Yes, I remember. Alison, can you hear us? You're muted. Oh, yes.
For now.
Okay, I can hear you now. So welcome, man. Tonight we are talking about society and technologies. Okay, I just shared the questions in the chat. Do you have it? The questions?
Pode falar em português, não? Porque estou começando a primeira aula agora.
Okay. Basically, we are in an immersion. So the idea is to talk in English, only in English, but you can hear and you can use Google Translate, if you want to try to type in the chat and talk to us, okay?
Okay.
Okay, no problem. So guys, let's move to the next question. Michelle, can you read it for us? The question number 2.
Number 2 question.
Yes.
How many hours a day should the children know? Yeah, this is.
No, I sent newer questions. Let me share it again because I kind of scrambled it,
Yeah.
I shared it again in the chat.
Number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you prefer to testing your friends or call them?
Yeah. You can start answering or you can choose someone to answer.
Oh. It's me. I prefer writing message, but is a problem no writing holding in the message. I have a problem. This is I'm trying. You usually a lot emojis. If you know no even rude, but I prefer message because other people no need stay online in the moment and when I write in the message. But if emergency, for example, I need to call.
Okay, yes, I agree with you. It's really a different experience when you send an emoji. I really enjoy it. Basically, I send emojis all the time because you have it also, for example, if you call someone, if you laugh during the calling or if you cry or scream, something like that, you can give your feelings. You can transmit your feelings. But basically, the emojis they are so powerful to do it, because you can send like now the stickers. The stickers, for example, they have the emotion in themselves, right?
Yeah, I don't know more, expression myself without stickers.
Yeah, stickers are amazing because they can transmit our feelings during the conversation. Okay, and Pedro, how about you? Do you prefer?
Yeah, I prefer to send texts, but there's a problem there that you discussed yesterday in a meeting. It's the corporal language, because when you send something for someone, maybe the people start to thinking that we are rude or something because we are just being right to the point with this message. But there is another thing that Michelle said, that you can use emoticons to in the conversation. So if I'm saying something with my friend and I send an emoji to, maybe he can consider that I'm happy or that I'm not upset, or this can translate better my humor status in this case. But I'm totally agree. I prefer send texts if some emergency. It's sure that I will call them.
Yes, because in the workplace we try to use like more formal so formal, informal, right? Sentences, and I agree with you. Sometimes people get really confused in, oh, was he nervous or was he angry with me because he just sent me an email, for example. So I understand that. I think nowadays in my company, we started using Teams, and things got a little better because in Teams we can send some emojis, but even so, the email is still have the same problem as you said, because when you send an email, you don't send it like emojis and things like that. It's kind of strict to the point, as you said. And Lucas, do you prefer the text or calling?
The text, but I understand this problem that you say. One time I write to a colleague in my work and use the complete first name, and she don't want to call her this way. I only use the first two letters, and it's a difficult thing because it's your name, and she don't like to call her.
Yeah. Oh, basically, I think we all agreed here that text messages are better, right? I think everybody, Lucas, Michelle, Pedro, everybody agreed. In my case, I also think it's just in text message nowadays is better because we can enjoy this. I think what Michelle said is one of the best points, because when you send a text message, the other person can read this content in another time, right? Or maybe if you send some audio as well, it's like a asynchronous communication, so everybody can talk in a different time. But also, I think to have a call is important because you can, maybe both of the persons can reserve some time to stay together, maybe talking together, so they're different, but both of them are important. Okay, let's move to the next question. Lucas, can you read it for us, the question number 3, please?
What do you think of today's technology? Do we use it the right way?
What do you think? You can start or you can choose someone to answer.
I think yes and no. Better, good points and not so good points. Um, for example, looking for Amazonia, is the right way to use technology for me, but use ads and cell phone and listen what we talk about uh, and share some of advertisements. I don't like this, and I don't think this isn't the right way.
Yeah, nowadays people are trying to take some satellites, some satellite, no, I don't remember the word for it. I think it's some ants to bring internet to Amazon, right? To Amazon tribes and people that are like in the surrounded by trees and in the countryside of the cities. And I think this use of technology is really important because they can use technology far from the cities. But I agree with you. Some technologies, they are really annoying. As you said, ads are terrible because you want to, for example, YouTube, you want to watch a video and you have a lot of ads, and this is so annoying. Pedro, how about you?
In general, I think that use the technology in a good way, because we have a lot of information, as we discussed at first. We have a lot of apps that can help us make our life easier, like, for example, food delivery, or we can watch everything that we want on internet. Some services are really great in this kind of technology, but I believe too that there are people that use the technology for bad things. For example, in deep web, people are selling drugs, guns, and this stuff. So, but in general, I think that people use more for using the benefits of technology than the using for bad things.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even in artificial intelligence, people can use it to produce so amazing contents like videos, and they can use. I saw in the LinkedIn, they created a picture of Einstein. A colorful picture of Einstein using artificial intelligence.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really amazing, right?
Yes.
And on the other side, as you said, some people, they are using it, the artificial intelligence, to manipulate and create deep fakes and things like that, to say that some candidates have said this or that, to manipulate people, and this is so bad. Michelle, how about you? Yeah, in the question number 2.
I think we are learning. Before, it was a place where people were embarrassed and offended, create scams, fake mails to still. Now we have laws, protocols, its environments, and when we are learning to use the writing form, yeah, because it's necessary, because true is very important in us day.
Yes. And I agree with you. I think technology changes so fast, and sometimes it's kind of hard to create laws to control everything, because when you create a law for controlling some place of the internet, for example, the guys, the creators, they create a completely new technology, and the guys in the deputies, the public servants and things like that, they need to change it again, the law, to fix it. But I think what you said is true. We are still learning how to use it. But yeah, we need to learn faster and to control technology, because some people use it for the bad of others. Okay. Let's move to the question number 4, guys. The number 4 we already answered, right? Was the first one we answered. So let's move to question number 5. I'm going to read it. How many hours a day should children be allowed to use gadgets? So can you start, Lucas, this time?
Yes. I think it's a difficult question because used to study too sometimes, but only to play video games and watch videos, maybe 4, 5 hours a day. I think it's good.
4 hours a day. Yeah, I think it's okay because children will go to school, right? So basically they are going to study like 6 hours and they have some other free time to play, and also 4 hours to use a gadget or other technology. I think it's okay. I agree. And Pedro, how about you?
I agree with you then. I think something about 4 or 5 hours too. There's a lot of things to do using this. For example, I have a friend, he have a small brother, and he watches cartoon on YouTube every time, but it's a different way of cartoon. It's like an educative cartoon. So he learns a lot of this, some science stuff about space and planets. So it's really cool for the children to see this kind of thing, and for study purpose too. So I think 4 hours it's enough.
Yes, I agree with you. I really enjoy these educative cartoons because I was watching some videos and they started teaching kids how to speak English, for example. So there are some songs, 1, 2, 3, and the kids are learning, and also they are getting engaged, So I really enjoy it, as you said. And Michelle, what do you think about it? Michelle, are you there? Michelle left. Maybe she's away. So let's move it, and then when she gets back, she answers. Okay, number 6. So maybe number 6 are close to the number 5, what we said about how many hours, but it's a bit different, so we can elaborate more this answer. So what are the advantages and the disadvantages of using technology in childhood? So can you start, Pedro?
Yes, I think the advantage is the children have a lot of information. As I said, the example of educative cartoons, they can watch that. There's some apps, something in another language that they can learn too. And so there is a lot of advantage to contribute to the improvement skills of the children, cognitive skills. And the advantage is that they have access a lot of bad things too. You need to put like a family control on the gadgets. I don't know, because we saw some examples in 2017, I think, that was a blue whale game that children starts to hurt themselves. So both the two sides, advantages and disadvantages, but I think that's more advantages than disadvantages.
Yes, and that is another good example of how fast technology changes, because back in that days, it was new, this stuff, right? So I remember YouTube, they didn't have this control of how the content was going to spread to the kids, and then they needed to, change and control the algorithms and the things, because a lot of kids were harmed or getting harmed because of these videos, as you said. And I agree what you said about the advantages and the disadvantages. And Lucas, how about you? Do you agree?
I agree. The advantages is more than disadvantage. I agree with this too. And I think is increase the use of technology when past the time.
Yes. And the more we learn about the problems, we are creating some solutions to solve it, right? So maybe we hope in the future there are, as you said, there are more advantages, and we can, fix all the disadvantages. And Michelle, how about you? We answered two questions. If you want to answer both, um, one is how many hours should children use it technology, and the other one is what are the advantages and the disadvantages of using technology in childhood.
Yeah. I have read some studies that it not to mention not to mention hours per day. My children I are allowed an hours each, more or less.
8 hours,
And
8 hours.
each hours, Mateo, for example,
Mhm.
and it sits in front of the computer with me while I
Yes.
study, yeah. This is unavailable.
Yeah.
I wanted to reduce this because I think this is harmful for to children, but sometimes I can't be helped this. But I think this a little time it's better.
Yes.
How much time is little better? Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. And Mateo is learning English as well while you are talking. Right?
Yeah, they'll go in fluency very fast with me.
Yes, he's going to get fluent in English so fast, and I hope to see he talking in the future with us. Okay. All right.
So, young fluent in TNT, Mateo.
Yes. Maybe in the future we have a Team T for kids as well. Okay, guys, let's move to the next question. Number 7. Oh, number 7. Let me read it. Does technology make society lazy? What do you guys think about it? So we have several movies talking about this situation, right? One of them is the Wall-E, which is a cartoon. I think all of you have already watched this movie about the robots and how people were so lazy in the spaceship, only drinking some juices and watching movies, but they don't exercise and they basically don't do anything. So can you start this time, Michelle? Are you there? Can you start?
No, I'm sorry, I can't.
Okay.
Or baby's crying now.
Okay. So Lucas, how about you? Can you start?
Yes, I think yes. Technology makes society lazy. I think Wall-E is maybe come true. And is it's difficult today when home office and studying in home too, and you stay more lazy.
Yes, with the pandemic, we got into a situation where we were closed in our homes, right? Basically, we were eating at home, working at home, studying at home, and basically we didn't have the possibility to go out to work out and do a lot of stuff. So in this place, we use a lot of technology to do the stuffs, and we don't exercise. And I think, as you said, maybe in the future, Wally is becoming true, right?
Right.
And Pedro, do you agree?
Yes, I agree because we pass all day long at home right now, working remotely. We can order food by phone too, and we can do everything behind the phone or internet. So I think that it makes us more lazy. But we have another kind of technology too, another apps that can make us go out of home. For example, Pokemon Go. I read on time that was a lot of kids going out of home just to hunt Pokemons and walking a lot in the neighborhood. So there's some technologies that help people to be not so lazy, I think, but in general, technology make us, yes, lazy.
Yes, and I really I think this is like Michelle said, that we are learning how to create these technologies. And as you said, Pokemon Go is a great example, right? People were getting outside of their homes to play and to use it. And I think we need more technology like that, as you said. Michelle, um, we are in the question number 7. Do you think technology makes society lazy? Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot laziness.
Laziness, yeah.
Because because I think the main technology advances are because people are lazy to think. I think also side is think is the lazy, for example, to buy to website to buy was created because is the easy to buy online in website. And I gotta go in the law in the load the place to buy. I think to buy and uh, I forgot the word. It's hard for me, but or buying to website, for example, it's easy and all things and supermarket, for example, and messaging and working and now working home office and all things is lazy, very laziness.
Yes, as you said, basically we create a lot of technology to solve a lot of problems because we are lazy. Most of the situations, but they are getting these stuffs like buying or consuming services in the internet or through technology is so easy that nowadays we can buy or expend money so fast, right? This way our bank account is getting into trouble because we are expanding so fast and using a lot of service, so we need to be careful, guys, on how.
And to pay more expensive. It's
Yes,
in the place in, yeah, in the website to pay uh, a little
cheaper.
cheaper.
Yes,
Yes, a
yes,
little cheaper in the
yeah,
website because it's better all people. It's me. It's making and to buy and the company, the website and the all everything all for, but it's there's inventions too.
yeah. For the retailers, the sellers are great as well because they don't need to pay the rent for the shopping malls and all this stuff, so for they are cheaper as well. Okay, let's move it to the next one, guys. Uh, Lucas, can you read it for me, please?
Do you think next generations will need to deeply understand technology in order to survive? Uh, I think yes, and make things more easier. And all companies change their core to technology and transform this company. And I think is necessary technology to all things. And yes, in order to survive.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, right? This question because we say, oh, need to learn technology to survive, but basically nowadays, if we can think about it, uh, if you don't know how to read or to write, you basically are facing serious troubles to survive, right? Because oh, you need to get a bus or get a subway, get a transportation, basically, buy something. You need to read to talk about what you need, right? And I think in the future, as you said, Lucas, it's going to be the same, right? If you don't know how to use the internet, for example, how can you do these stuffs, right? So really interesting. And Pedro, do you agree?
Uh, yes and no. I disagree a little bit because to understand deeply the technology, I don't think so that's necessary because it's the job of the companies make the things user-friendly for everyone. For example, my father, he can buy things in Mercado Livre or somewhere use Facebook because it's very intuitive for him to make this kind uh, of of buy something. And I think your generation, 30 years old, we are already immersive on this kind of technology. And my father, as I said, he have 16 years old. So his generation, the people, they know how to use technology. So the technology before them, the generations before them, they know how to use, they know already how to use the technology. So I think in the next generation, that will not be a problem.
Yes, I like what you said. Basically, we need to make the services, the apps, the technology easier for the people. And maybe they don't need to deeply understand or like being gurus or experts in technology, right?
Yeah.
I like what you said. And Michelle, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. And the day will already be used to it. We we heard we heard introductory to which they will burn it tech word. It's different for me because me I'm learning to use it. I'm learning how to use it. I mean, I I will custom it to use a will. But in my children's, for example, no. Was burning, contacting, for example, TV, YouTube, and iFood,
Mhm.
something like that. And so well, is a new generation is more evolution. Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes, we are really.
they're like kind of getting immersed in a world where technology is like so present. I agree with you. I was watching a a video, and the guys were talking about the NFT, cryptocurrencies, and things like that. Nowadays, the kids, they are already understanding how this world works, because in the games, when they buy some weapons, some toys in the games, they are already using cryptocurrency. In some games, most of the games, they are using it. So basically, for our generation, cryptocurrency is something like really fancy, or something that we don't know and have no idea how it works. But the kids, they are, already using it in day to day, like playing games, and so it's unbelievable.
Yeah, like you, I use it to watching TV Cultura.
Yes,
I played Mario. Yeah, no
Castelo
existing.
rá
Yeah,
exactly.
no existing is YouTube,
Exactly.
YouTubers. No existing.
Yes. Okay, guys, we have time for one more question. The last one. Let's move to um, number 9. The next one. If you could choose between your childhood practice and today's one, what would you pick? So basically, the idea is, if you could turn back in the past and choose between having the same childhood you already had, or choose a childhood in a world like nowadays. So what would you choose? Can you start, Lucas?
Yes, I think today, go ahead, and the past.
Okay, but would you like? Why would you choose? When you were a kid, to be in a world like that, to use the technologies. What technology would you choose?
Uh, when I when I when am I a children?
Yes. So when you were like 5 years old, 6 years old, would you rather be in this modern
No,
world, or in the world of the past?
no, I really don't understand.
So basically, when you were like 5 years old, would you rather be in a world in the past with no computers, technology, as you were, or would you rather choose a world like nowadays? Playing
Oh,
Pokemon Go, playing a lot of stuff, use the internet.
yes, like nowadays, go ahead, and the past in the past.
Okay. And Pedro, how about you?
Uh, my childhood was so funny, so maybe I will choose in the time that I lived the childhood. But as Lucas said, we need to go ahead too, and I think the technology is making children smarter than before. It's my opinion, because they know. And for example, that I said too, the children have a lot of access, a lot of information, educative cartoons, and apps that they can learn another language, or even Portuguese. They can learn better than us at our time when we was a child.
Yeah, that's for sure. They are really smarter and than us. I think they have access to a lot of information, as you said. Also, in my case, I think I wouldn't choose. I wouldn't, change anything because I really enjoy to play uh, soccer in the street, like with my friends, and play the kite and things like that. So I would not change anything. But I think they really, the kids nowadays, they are really smart. And Michelle, how about you? Basically, if you could choose, between having your childhood nowadays or in the past, what would you choose?
No, no. Nowadays,
Nowadays?
nowadays, no. In the past,
In the past,
in
okay.
the past. Playing the streets soccer and all, it's nowadays is dangerous.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to looking for one. Oh, um, I forgot the word. It's hard for a child it's nowadays. Is the question because it's danger in the street. Mother and the father. I need to work it and no can't give him more attention for kids and the kids are watching TV and YouTube and example. For
Yes.
me, my child is funny, very funny, but I watching more a lot TV Cultura and other channels. But I play in the street. I'm a pain. I'm a pain the body and my neck, my back, and uh, and cycle
Mhm.
bike. I'm a
Bicycle.
yeah. I'm a walking bicycles and it's amazing. But my children's is a different childhood nowadays.
Yeah, the word changes a lot. As you said, the behavior, the society, a lot of stuff's changed, and also technology. Technology helped to change this world. Okay, guys, our conversation ends. Our time is up. We need to close this transmission in YouTube as well. So thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed this conversation. I hope you guys come next week or next conversations. Let me just share with you the link of the survey. So you can go in the survey and give us some score. Say whatever you want to say. If you want to suggest any topic for us to discuss in the next topic, please feel free. Okay. And that's it. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Bye bye. See ya, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Night.
Bye
Was
bye.
a pleasure.